Without self-confidence, life is like a boat drifting in a river without direction, without purpose. No matter how intelligent you are, if you let fear and shyness control your actions, you'll never reach your true potential. Many people live their lives in silence, afraid to speak up, afraid to fail, and afraid to be seen. So stay with us till the end, because this story could be the turning point you've been waiting for. Once upon a time in a busy city, there lived a businessman who supported his family by selling salt. He had a small family with a wife and 2 sons. His elder son was very shy and hesitated to speak with others, while his younger son was confident and lively. People often thought the elder son was foolish because of his quiet nature. Many took advantage of his simplicity, but he never complained. The businessman was frequently disappointed by his elder son's shy behavior and often scolded him harshly. As a result, the boy's confidence shattered even more. As he grew older, the lack of self-confidence began to affect his studies. He couldn't write answers properly in exams due to fear, and gradually he started falling behind. Eventually, when he became a young man, his father asked him to help with the family business. Out of fear of disappointing his father, he agreed. But due to his nervousness, he often made mistakes and couldn't communicate properly with customers. This made his father even angrier. One day, when the businessman was out, some cunning men came to the shop and lied to the young man, saying, "Your father sent us to collect all the salt sacks for the city." The young man hesitated to question them. Before he could realize anything, they took all the goods and left. That evening, when his father returned and found the shop empty, he screamed in rage, "You worthless boy! You've ruined everything I built! Get out of my sight right now! Never come back again!" Crushed by his father's words, the young man felt completely broken. His father's anger, the mockery of neighbors, and his own helplessness made him feel utterly worthless. With a shattered heart, he walked to the riverbank. Shame was choking him. He thought, "There's no point in living anymore. I'll always be a failure." Just as he was about to jump into the river, an old man saw him, grabbed his hand, and pulled him back to safety. The young man shouted angrily, "Why did you save me? My life is meaningless. I can't do anything right." The old man gently said, "My child, life is very precious. God gives it to us only once. If you keep living, you can overcome your failures and find success. But if you give up, you'll never know what you are capable of." The young man said sadly, "I'm very shy and weak. Even my father hates me. I don't have much education either. That's why everyone calls me stupid. Does someone like me even deserve to live?" Hearing this, the old man became serious and said, "Come with me to my house." And without waiting, he started walking. The young man, confused, followed him. At his home, the wise old man said, "I have the answer to your question, but first you have to follow me for 3 days. If you complete 3 tasks, I will change your life." Seeing a glimmer of hope, the young man agreed. On the first day, the old man said, "Today you will speak with 10 strangers. Ask about their lives and write down what they say." Though hesitant, the boy started. Some people ignored him, but he patiently kept trying. By evening, he had spoken to 10 people and even made a few new friends. On the second day, the old man said, "Today, you will teach 10 children why water is important." Startled, the young man said, "But I haven't studied properly. How can I teach them?" The old man smiled and said, "They don't know that you are uneducated. Just share what you do know." With trembling hands and a glass of water, the young man stood before the children. He shared 5 benefits of drinking water and quickly stepped back. To his surprise, he had done it. The next time, he tried again with more confidence. That's when he realized his fear had begun to fade. On the third day, the old man said, "Now you must go back to your father and apologize." Terrified, the young man said, "No, my father will never forgive me." The old man said, "If you don't do this, I won't give you my final advice." Gathering all his courage, the young man returned home. He humbly apologized to his father and promised to prove himself. Seeing the change in his son, the father gave him another chance in the business. The young man went back to the old man and said, "Now, please tell me, what is the secret to success?" The wise old man smiled and said, "You've already discovered it. Your biggest enemy wasn't shyness, it was fear. People see you the way you present yourself. If you show confidence, no one will think you are weak. True strength comes from self-belief." With tears of gratitude in his eyes, the young man bowed and said, "I understand now. I won't let fear win again." A few years later, that once shy boy became a renowned businessman, respected for both his intelligence and confidence. Remember this, self-confidence isn't something we are born with. It's something we build over time. No matter how shy someone is, if they believe in themselves, they can become strong. Fear and doubt hold us back, but courage and persistence can transform us. The boy thought he was born to fail, but when he faced his fears, his life changed. Confidence grows when we step out of our comfort zone. The world sees us the way we choose to present ourselves. Believe in yourself. Take small steps forward. You will discover a strength and courage within you that you never knew existed. If you like this story, please give it a like and leave a comment. Comment so more people can see it. I'll be back again with another inspiring story. Till then, stay patient, stay grateful, and keep moving forward.
Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today, we're exploring something I think many of us feel sometimes, that quiet struggle, being held back by fear, maybe shyness, and just not quite reaching what we feel we could. It's like that saying, right? Without self-confidence, life's a bit like a boat just drifting, no real direction. So, our focus today is a story called The Shy Salt Cellar's Transformation. And honestly, it feels like it could be a real turning point for anyone who's ever felt stuck like that. Our mission: to dig into this story, pull out the practical stuff, the surprising lessons about building that solid self-belief. Even if you think you're the most timid person out there. Okay, let's unpack this. Let's see what it really means for you.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's more than just a nice story, isn't it? It's almost like a blueprint for personal change, especially around those tricky ideas, shyness and fear. People often mix them up. What grabs me right away is how it sets up that core conflict, the internal battle, the self-doubt, but also how the outside world makes it worse.
Totally. It's a relatable struggle. So let's get into it. Our main character, he's the older son of a salt merchant in, like a busy city, small family. And right from the start, he's described as very shy, hesitant to talk to people, very different from his younger brother, who's all confidence in life.
And that comparison is key, isn't it? It immediately flags that his shyness isn't just like an internal feeling. It's being actively measured against someone else, judged even.
Right. And how society saw him didn't help. People thought he was foolish just because he was quiet, and worse, some folks took advantage of his simplicity, but the source says he never complained. But maybe the biggest hit came from home, his own father? Well, he was often disappointed and apparently scolded him harshly. How much does that dynamic, the harsh father, the shy son, worsen things, do you think?
Oh, it's critical. It's a textbook case, really, of how external pressure, especially from family, can take something like shyness, maybe just a natural tendency, and blow it up into real debilitating fear. His quietness wasn't just ignored, it was, well, punished. And that criticism, especially from a dad, it just shatters confidence, makes you terrified to even try.
Yeah, creates that link you mentioned, shyness equals failure in his mind. And you see the results. His confidence drops, starts hitting his studies. He literally couldn't write answers properly in exams due to fear, started falling behind. Then his dad asks him to help with the business. He agrees, but mostly out of fear of disappointing his father.
Which sets him up for more trouble.
Exactly. He's nervous, makes mistakes, can't talk to customers properly, and his father just gets even angrier. It's just this awful cycle.
A self-fulfilling prophecy. He expects to fail, so he does, which just proves his own negative self-view, right? Vicious.
And it all comes crashing down. There's this one incident, his father's out, and these cunning men show up. They lie, saying, your father sent us for all the salt sacks.
Wow. Targeting his weakness directly. You can just picture him freezing up, right?
That's exactly what happened.
Yeah.
He hesitated to question them, didn't know what to do, and poof, they just took everything and left. So, evening comes, father gets back, shop's empty. The reaction. Pure rage. Father screamed at him, you worthless boy, you've ruined everything, get out, never come back.
Ugh, that's just brutal. And while it's extreme, that feeling of being overwhelmed by failure, by judgment, it's universal, isn't it? Stepping back, it really shows how a perceived flaw, combined with that kind of external pressure, can just lead to a total collapse of self-worth if you don't have that inner belief.
Yeah, it completely broke him. She felt utterly worthless, father's anger, neighbors laughing, his own helplessness. The source says shame was choking him. He ends up walking to the riverbank, thinking about ending it all. Thinking there's no point, I'll always be a failure. Just absolute rock bottom.
It's a dark place. Shows the sheer weight that constant self-doubt and criticism can have. But this is also where the story pivots, right? The intervention.
Thankfully, yes. Just as he's about to jump, this old man sees him, grabs his hand, pulls him back. But the young man isn't relieved at first. He actually yells, why did you save me? My life is meaningless. I can't do anything right. Just pouring out all that pain.
And notice the old man's response. It's fascinating. He doesn't immediately try to fix the problems. He focuses on the value of life itself. He doesn't dismiss the pain, but he offers this immediate reframe. That's the foundation for any real change, I think.
He really does. Gently, he says, my child, life is very precious. God gives it to us only once, or, however you interpret that. If you keep living, you can overcome failures, find success, give up, and you'll never know what you're capable of. Simple, but so powerful at that moment.
It really is. It's that core message. Don't foreclose on your potential. Existence itself holds value beyond your current struggles. It's a call to look beyond the immediate pain.
And the young man just spills everything then. I'm very shy and weak. My father hates me. I'm not educated. Everyone calls me stupid. Do I even deserve to live? Just raw vulnerability.
And the old man listens, acknowledges it, but then crucially offers a path. Not just sympathy, but structure. He sees the young man's desperation, but focuses on potential.
Exactly. He invites him home, says basically, I can help you change your life, but you have to do 3 things for me over 3 days. Gives him that glimmer of hope. The young man agrees. And this is where the practical steps begin. Day 1, the task. Today you will speak with 10 strangers, ask about their lives, and write down what they say. Just imagine, for him, that's huge.
It really is. But it's brilliant. Direct interaction.
Yep.
But the goal is simple. Ask, listen, write. No pressure to be charming or smart. It's like exposure therapy,
Yeah.
facing the fear in small, controlled doses.
And it wasn't easy. He hesitates, some people ignore him, but he keeps at it, patiently kept trying. And here's the cool part. By evening, he'd done it. Talked to 10 people, even made a few new friends. That quick feedback loop, that success, it's powerful, isn't it? Like when you finally try something scary and it works out okay.
Absolutely. It builds what psychologists call self-efficacy. That belief that, hey, I can do this. It gives him solid proof that his fear wasn't always right, that good things could happen when he interacted.
Okay, day 2, task. Today, you will teach 10 children why water is important. And boom, the self-doubt rushes back. But I haven't studied properly. How can I teach?
But the old man's response here is just perfect. He says, they don't know that you are uneducated. Just share what you do know.
That's such a key insight, isn't it? Competence isn't about knowing everything. It's about offering what you have, even if it feels small. Just start sharing.
So he does it. Trembling hands, holds up a glass of water, stands in front of the kids, shares 5 benefits of drinking water, steps back quickly. But guess what? He had done it. And the source says that's when he felt his fear had begun to fade. Just doing it started melting the fear.
That's the doing building the being. That small success chips away at the I'm inadequate story he's been telling himself. It proves action, even imperfect action, works. It literally starts rewiring those neural pathways. Right. Which leads us to day 3, the toughest one, I think. Now you must go back to your father and apologize. He's terrified. No, he'll never forgive me. This hits right at the core wound, the rejection.
It's the climax of the tasks, absolutely. Facing the source of the initial breakdown. And the old man is firm. If you don't do this, I won't give you my final advice. It shows that real change often means confronting those past hurts, seeking closure, even if it's just for yourself, taking ownership.
So he musters all his courage, goes home, humbly apologized, promises to prove himself, and his father, seeing this change, gave him another chance. Wow, hard-earned second chance.
Looking at the three tasks together, it's like a masterclass in behavioral activation. Each step pushes him slightly further, systematically taking apart the fear.
Right.
He wasn't just told to be brave, he was guided through actions that built bravery.
So tasks done, he goes back to the old man, ready for the big secret to success, and the old man smiles and says,
He says you've already discovered it.
"Right. Your biggest enemy wasn't shyness, it was fear." That's the line. People see you the way you present yourself. Show confidence, they won't think you're weak. True strength comes from self-belief.
And that distinction is everything. Shyness might just be how you're wired, your temperament. But fear, that's the learned response, the thing that paralyzes you. The old man basically reframes the whole problem. It makes you wonder, doesn't it?
Yeah.
How often do we blame shyness when what's really holding us back is plain old fear? We give it too much power by mislabeling it.
The young man gets it. Tears, gratitude, bows, says, "I understand now, I won't let fear win again." He finally sees the real opponent.
And that other piece, people see you the way you present yourself, that's huge too for understanding how things work socially. It's about agency. We can influence how others see us by changing how we act, how we carry ourselves, projecting the belief, even if it's small at first.
And the outcome. Years later, the story says, that once shy boy became a renowned businessman, respected for his smarts and his confidence. The transformation stuck. It really hammers home some key takeaways for all of us, I think. First, confidence isn't fixed at birth, right? It's something you build, like a muscle. And second, even if you are naturally shy, self-belief is the key to strength. And that belief grows when you act.
Yeah, it's that upward spiral. Action builds belief. Belief fuels more action. It wasn't magic, it was work. Facing discomfort, challenging his own story about himself. It proves the potential is there, just waiting to be unlocked by effort.
What a story. From that fearful kid to a respected leader. The core lesson seems clear. It wasn't about getting rid of shyness, but about seeing the fear behind it and cackling that fear with deliberate steps. So thinking about you listening, maybe you felt that drift, that fear stopping you from speaking up or trying something. This story is a great reminder. Those feelings don't define what you're capable of. Remember the power in those small steps forward. Maybe it's speaking up just once in a meeting, maybe trying that thing you've been putting off, just taking one small action like the salt cellar did. Each one builds that foundation.
Which brings us to maybe a final thought to chew on. If it's true that the world largely sees us as we present ourselves, what's one small shift, one tiny adjustment you could make starting today in how you present yourself, in your self-belief, that might just reveal a strength inside you that you never even knew was there?
That's a powerful question to end on. Take that step, embrace your own journey, and see what you discover. We'll catch you on the next deep dive.